fellow collectors, and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at the Ultra Action figure for Ultraman Blazar, which is our brand new Ultra series. I think tonight's going to be the 4th episode, and I have to admit I've only seen the first episode so far, so I'm a little behind. But I just noticed, and I hadn't really thought about this, it just says Ultraman Blazar. It doesn't list a form or anything. With Trigger right away it was multi-type, with Decker right away it was flash type. This is just Ultraman Blazar, so I don't know if he's going to get the same kind of quick change forms that we've seen with the last couple series. I'm sure he'll get some kind of power-up eventually, but maybe this is going to be it for a while. We'll have to wait and see. And if something's already been shown in the first 3 episodes, then I apologize, because again, I've only seen the first episode, so maybe I'm already wrong. It's very possible. He does come with the Spiral Blade effect parts, which is this like lance-looking piece over here. I've seen him use that in the first episode. He just kind of generates like a, spiral lance. They call it the Spiral Blade. Funny story, not really a story, but funny thing. I noticed when they did the trailer for the English dub, they called it the Spiral Bourade. And I'm like, it's supposed to be blade, right? I don't think it's called a Bourade. I don't think a Bourade is a weapon of any kind. I think they just didn't translate the katakana correctly. Maybe I'm wrong. In any case, they're calling it an effect part. To me, it's just kind of his weapon, his melee weapon, so we'll see how that goes. But I do appreciate the Ultra Action figure line is really starting to incorporate accessories a lot more, because for the longest time they did not. There was nothing, but I think starting with maybe Trigger, they started throwing in swords and shields and things like that, so I really appreciate that. But yeah, just have a picture of him here on the front. Over here on the back, kind of the same thing, couple product shots. Believe it's saying it's got 18 points of articulation there, and then your standard warnings and whatnot. So I'm going to go ahead, get him out of the packaging here, and we'll take a closer look. Here is Ultraman Blazar out of the packaging, and I have to say, I do really like this design. I like how it's asymmetrical. I love all the colors and everything. Very bright, very fun. I love the head sculpt. It is just absolutely nuts. And I do appreciate that they painted the entire head. The back has absolutely no paint whatsoever, but it does have a ton of paint here on the front to make up for it. The color timer is a really nice metallic blue, and then you have all of this blue, red, black, just really looks sharp. I like that quite a bit. I really do like the paint scheme for this guy. Articulation for this, pretty standard, very much what we've got for this line. You have kind of a hinge / ball joint here. I think I can't tell if it's a ball joint. I guess it's a ball joint because it can tilt side to side, it can look up, can look down, swivel side to side. I couldn't tell if it was a hinge and a swivel, but I think it's a ball joint. But either way, nice articulation there in the head. You have a little bit out to the side there for the shoulder, as well as a rotation. Bicep swivel, 90 degrees in the elbow. Wrist swivel, and we're still doing these terrible finger pieces. I hate these. I've hated this since the line started. They just don't grasp accessories very well. But you just have 2 sets of 2 fingers like that. Yeah, nothing in the waist. You can kick pretty decently forward there in the hip, as well as decently out to the side. Can't really go back at all because of the butt flap. No thigh rotation, which is kind of a bummer. I wish even maybe if they had just kind of built it into the hip, but nothing. I would say a little over 90 degrees. You can see really nice range of motion there. You basically have the back of the calf touching the back of the thigh, which I think is a nice touch. And then you got a ball joint here in the ankle. So it's a nice solid figure. And like I said, aesthetically, I think it looks fantastic. Really nicely painted. Now this guy is going to be in the next wave of the Chodo figures, and I'm actually going to check those out. It's my first foray into the Ultraman Candy Toy figures. I guess I'm just going to be collecting 2 lines. We'll see how it goes. I have so many of these Ultra Action figures, and I do like them. But I just feel like it's time to finally give the Chodo figures a chance, because they come with more accessories, and some of them have like little buildings and stuff for scale, which is really fun. So I'm going to check those out. But yeah, I really like this design, and I think this is a really nice, solid figure. It feels really good. Again, no paint on the back, but it's not that big of a deal. It looks really, really nice from the front. And of course, we do have his translucent toothpick, the Spiral Blade. There's really nothing going on here. It's just a translucent toothpick. That's what it is. So we can go ahead and feed this into his hand. And there you go. I'm sure he holds it a lot better. Let me see if I can. He does something where like he kind of does a two-handed thing here. Let me see what I can accomplish. You know, something like this. There we go. Something like that. But yeah, it's okay. You know, it's a little bit kind of softer, malleable plastic. You can see it's kind of bending there a little bit, but it's fine. It's just nice that they included an accessory for him. He doesn't really have a weapon per se. Like I said, from what I remember, he just kind of like forms this almost like Voltron's blazing sword and then wields it. But yeah, it's a cool little accessory. So honestly, that's kind of about it for this guy, but I do think he looks pretty good. I appreciate the inclusion of the accessory, even if it's not that exciting, but it's something. And it's a nice representation of Ultraman Blazar. I mean, obviously they're going to do a figure art, which is going to be 3-4 times the price of this. I think this is about 15 bucks, something like that. But yeah, I like him. I think it's pretty cool. It's definitely a nice representation of him if you don't want to spring for the figure art. Or I guess you could go with the Chodo figure, which will be probably about this tall, maybe come up to his shoulders if I had to guess. When I get that in, I'll do a comparison of the two. But yeah, I would say probably about that tall if I had to guess. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this one down in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, thanks so much for watching.